Today is tow vehicle maintenance day. We are going to change the oil filter, 2 fuel filters, air filter on this 2018 Ram 2500 heavy duty with the 6.7 Cummins. And I'm only going to be using tools that I carry in my camper. All right, guys and gals, this is what we are working with today. All of these tools are what I carry with me in the camper. Based on the recommendations of anybody that has a Cummins engine, I went with the Mopar OEM replacements here. We've got the oil filter, we've got 2 fuel filters. This is a diesel, so it has fuel water separator and a fuel filter. This one, I'm kind of worried about changing that one. We are going with the Shell Rotella T6 full synthetic 15W40. That's what the manufacturer recommends. So that's what we're going to put in. I've got my, this little tool. Wait until you see this guy. This thing is awesome. My oil filter wrench. We've got a couple sockets here. This is to get the casing off of this, and my big old drain pan back there. So let me get everything set up. Oh, and the air filter. Let me get everything set up and we'll get started draining the oil. All right, first thing I'm going to do is take off the oil fill cap so that way it can vent, and then we will go under the truck and crack that oil pan. There is the oil drain that we got to get out. Let me adjust my headset here, and we got that open, we got that off. Let's see if I can just do it with this. All right, here we go. Oh, that was fairly easy. All right, now here comes the hard part, is getting this out of here without making a huge mess. So I'm just gonna hold it with a little bit of pressure in. I have no idea if this is all gonna splash on my face. It probably will. Oh. My drain pan's gonna like overflow here in a second. Oh, come on, Betsy. Don't overflow. Is she gonna do it? So the oil has pretty much drained from the pan. It's only like a little drip here. Oh, and I apologize for looking like I just stepped out of a homeless camp, but I knew today was gonna be oil change day, so yeah, unfortunately you get to look at this mug. So we are just down to a little drippy drip. Let's go ahead and clean off. This looks pretty good. Probably would help if I turn some lights on, huh? So the bolt looks good, or the drain pan bolt here, whatever this thing is called. And you know, I am not a mechanic, so I apologize in advance to anybody who actually is a mechanic. And I hack all of these names, but you know, I'm trying to save a little bit of money. Let's see, now this I'm not gonna tighten too hard, and perfect. All right, so the oil is drained. Now we gotta go into the front wheel well to get the oil filter out. All right, so let's see if you can see this. So that is the oil filter. And this is how much room I have to work on it. So I'm gonna set you guys up on the tripod. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. And that neat little tool that I got comes into play here. So lefty loosey, righty tighty. There's really not a lot of room in here, is there? Okay, well, it's coming off. And I guess that's as loose as that's gonna get. So what this little guy is here is, after the oil filter comes down, you screw this in, and then you can pull the oil filter out, and you don't get oil all over the place. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. Supposedly, this thing is gonna... This is the first time I'm doing this too. All right, so now I screw this little guy into here. And then I supposedly can do this. Look at that. No spill. That is neato. Yeah, so then we just take this little guy, unscrew it, and then drain the oil from here. So now we're going to see if we can get this new filter on. I'm going to take a little bit of oil. I know you guys are probably saying, oh my god, he's using used oil. I'm just using it to lubricate the O-ring here. See, and you guys can do this. This is actually pretty easy. And an oil change on any vehicle, gas or diesel, is the same. Drain the oil, put the filter in. You can do it. I know you can. I do not pre-fill my filters. I know I can already hear the comments blowing up. You know, the one thing I don't like on here though is you can't see if the old gasket came off. Looking at the old filter, you can tell the gasket came off. So I don't like that you can't see this. I like to visually inspect. Okay, well, that was more difficult than it probably should be. I think next time if I move this tire out, I might be able to get in there, but I got it. So I'm just getting it hand tight right now. That was a little bit more difficult than it needed to be, but probably because it was my first time. Anyway, oil filter's on. Now we gotta put oil back in it. So I'll meet you topside. Alrighty, the one bad thing about all of this is these trucks are tall. Leave me a comment below if you change your own oil on your tow vehicle, or any vehicle for that matter. Okay, so we've got, this is a clean funnel, by the way. Sorry if I keep flashing you guys with the light. I got my headlight on so I can see. Alright, so I am going to start. This thing takes 12 quarts. And if my math is correct, and I am not a mathematician by any stretch of the imagination, that should be 3 gallons. So now I've got 3 gallons in. I'm gonna just check the oil just to see where we're at before I put any more in. Hard to tell because it's new oil, but it's full. Leave me a comment below. Does it drive you nuts if this is not the proper way, or your cap? I hate it when it's like that. Oh, that just drives me insane. All right, next thing we're gonna do is the air filter. Looks like 1, 2, 3. Come on out. This air filter looks brand new. Yeah, like this thing looks brand spanking new. I'm gonna leave it. There's some leaves in there that I got out, but everything else looks good. Let's put it back together. All those 3 are in. Getting the screw gun here. But I am still gonna do the fuel filters, because I do not have any idea about those. The fuel filters, I've never done this before, and from what I see online, it's extremely messy. I'm gonna have to get a bucket or something. Hopefully it won't take that long. Welcome to back underneath the truck. And what we're going for is this guy here. This is the fuel water separator. So we have to turn this, which is gonna drain the fuel out. All right, I'm gonna see if I can do this. Oh, there we go. Ugh. 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 Yuck. Okay, now I know why this stuff costs so much when you take it in. But hey, we're having fun. Now that I've got my diesel shower in for the day, so apparently what we have to do next is unscrew this. This is the sensor, I guess, for water. Can't get a thing socket over it, so I'm going to use like a pair of channel locks to try and get that off. All right, quick little update here. I did forget to tell you guys that you have to unhook the sensor. But it's right there is your sensor, and it's just a push the little tab and pull it out. So that way we can finish screwing this out. Oh, and diesel is going to come flying out of here, so be prepared. And there we go. We've got it out. Be very careful. I guess those little sensor things, proby thingies, are to detect water in your diesel or something like that. So don't break it. Just kind of set it off to the side there. And now we got to get that guy off. I don't even know it has ever been replaced because that was a nightmare to get off. I had to use those pliers and get on here and get them. Ooh, more diesel. All right, we were victorious. It's off. Now I'm gonna clean up around there. Here's a new filter. Notice there's no gasket there, no gasket there. But in the filter, we get the gasket for the top, and then we have a new O-ring for the sensor. So we're gonna take this O-ring off. So we gotta take this O-ring off. So I just got a little flathead screwdriver, nothing crazy. Careful, don't hit the sensor. We don't wanna break anything. So that's the old one. We got the new one. Lord knows I have enough diesel on my fingers here. And then we're just gonna get this guy back down there like that. And then this will go into here, which I'm not gonna do yet, but just basically screw this in. I'm gonna wait until I get back underneath there to do that. But we need to get the big O-ring here. Oh Lord. Press this, whoops. Press that guy into there. All right, we'll get back underneath the truck now and get the rest of the stuff installed. Okay, that is on hand tight in 1/4 of a turn. So it's not going anywhere. Now we got to put the sensor back in. So, all right, that's half hand tight. So I'm going to see if I can get this a 1/2 a turn, and my headlight just fell off. There. Now I've got to reconnect the sensor, which goes right there. All right. Don't forget to close the drain, or you're gonna have diesel all over. The wire's back in, it's not rubbing up on anything. That wire went over that, so I'm just gonna leave it like it was, like that. All right, done here. All right, so next up is this guy here, which is the fuel filter that's in the engine compartment. As you couldn't tell, I'm in the engine. This is like a cartridge filter, so we gotta get the lid off of that. There is that yellow thing right there is a drain, so I gotta reach down there, turn that so it will drain the diesel out of that cartridge, and then we've got a 1 1/8 inch socket to go on top of that to turn it off. I see a lot of people go up through here and go down with a elbow, a bendy extension. I don't have one, so I'm gonna try it down here to see if I can do it. All right, I'm gonna see if I can crack this thing open here. Oh yeah, I can hear it bubbling. And it's, of course, leaking diesel all over. I have no idea whether my catch pan is catching it or not. I guess I should look, huh? And it's making a huge mess. Oy vey. Okay, here's what I did. Got an extension, got through there, It's not a bendy extension. As you can tell, it didn't go all the way into the socket, but it worked. So now I can take all this out of here. Try and reach in there while holding the camera. Take this off. All right. And out it comes. And there is the filter. Let's go get the new one. I think we've got O-rings in here we have to change out. It like pops up, I think. Yep. I'm just kind of letting it drain any excess diesel out. Well, this filter doesn't look too bad. So maybe either the previous owner or the dealer did it. Again, I have no idea. I just know I'm gonna feel much better knowing that it has been changed. I gotta get that O-ring off, which just kind of goes around the outside here. Old O-ring is out, new one is in. Now these can only go in one way. See, it's kind of like an oval shape there, so you're not gonna screw it up. Well, it's David proof, because you know, if someone's going to screw it up, I'm going to do it. There, and it snaps in just like so. So now all we have to do is put the lid back on, and we are done. All right, I got to do my little extension thing here. That is all plastic, so I didn't go crazy hard with it because I don't want to break it. And we gotta close, don't forget to close your little drain here or you're gonna have a surprise. Now what we're gonna do is we have to prime the fuel system by turning the key a few times to put diesel back into the filters, and then we're gonna start it, and then we'll reset all the counters as well. Okay, so now we gotta prime the fuel system. So I'm gonna turn the key to the run or the on position. We're going to do it 4 times, and then we'll start it on the 5th. All right, I'm going to start it. And we have oil pressure. Now I'm going to reset all the counters. To reset, engine must be off with ignition and run. Okay. All right, so oil is at 100%. Fuel filter life. Okay. 100%, and that's it. We're going to check the oil to make sure that it is good. So I did have to add another quart of oil to it. It was down a quart, probably because of the oil filter. I don't think they take that into consideration when they tell you how much the capacity is for it, but it is right on the full line now. Perfect. Well, gang, I think that's going to do it for today's video. That is how you change the oil filter in two fuel filters on a 2018 Ram 2500 with the 6.7 Cummins diesel. I would highly encourage everybody to give it a shot. It's very simple, yet messy. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very messy job. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Go ahead and hit that like button. Leave me a comment below. Subscribe. This goes along with my RV videos because not only do you have to do maintenance on your RV, but you need to make sure that your tow vehicle is maintained as well. So until the next video, guys, safe travels. I'll see you next time.